Used to be like this, right?
That's what I'm saying. I said athletics must be. Athletics must be the. You know, when these guys sitting down there on the blocks, they must be thinking, "Fuck, who's got the fastest jersey? What kind of jersey is going to take?"
Go.
Good evening, fight fans, and a warm welcome to viewers at home joining us live and exclusive on Sky Sports HD on boxing's #1 show, Friday Fight Night. You now join us for our feature presentation. Please welcome firstly to the ring, Stuey Hall.
Quite an entrance, isn't it, for Stuey Hall with saxophonist Johnny McGough. Something a little bit different. Hall very confident, despite the odds not really favouring him on experience. Fascinating fight here.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring, Ian Napa.
Ian Napa, the British boxing champion.
Well, he's Mr. Cool, isn't he? Ian Napa. As a youngster, he was regarded as something of a golden child with extravagant, precocious skills. A lot of people saw him as a potential world champion when he turned pro. Well, he's been a British and a European champion, and he went as high as #7 in the WBC rankings about 15 months ago. But it's kind of gone wrong for him with a European title defeat. That very controversial loss to Jamie McDonnell. Boxing fans are still arguing about that one, but a loss it is on Napa's record. So here he finds himself having to go in, trying to regain the British bantamweight title. But make no mistake, he's very gifted, and as you can see, quite relaxed too.
Yep, so relaxed, he tripped over the bottom step there, but he has perfect balance, perfect technique, and it's tremendous the way he's reinvented himself once or twice. He's about probably to do that again tonight.
This is what the tail of the tape says for tonight's big fight up here in the northeast. Napa is only 2 years older, even though Hall is only in his 9th pro fight. He was a late starter. Look how much taller Hall is, and a huge reach advantage too for the man from Darlington. Napa's now been a pro, it's hard to believe, for 12 years. Hall for only 2. And there's that experience written all over those statistics. But Hall has got a better stoppage record, though he's only had a few fights so far. Of course, Napa's 7-4 on to win. Hall is only 11-8 against. So quite interesting. The draw's 28-1 if you fancy that one.
The officials appointed for this contest by the British Boxing Board of Control. Your steward in charge is Fred Potter. Your medical officer is Louise Grayson. Your timekeeper of Arnie Bryson from Darlington. Your judges at ringside are Marcus McDonald from Twickenham, Terry O'Connor from Birmingham, and Dave Paris from Leeds. When the action begins, the third man in the ring will be your referee from Doncaster, Howard Foster. And now, Friday Fight Night fans, Frank Maloney in association with proud sponsors CYC, StanJames.com, Red Square Vodka, BBE Britannia Boxing, and TIGI Hair Products for Men proudly present your main event. This is 12 3-minute rounds of boxing for the Bantamweight Championship of Great Britain. Introducing firstly in the red corner, wearing the silver trunks with red, white and blue trim, he fights out of Darlington and weighs in at 8 stone, 5 pounds and 8 ounces. He brings an 8-fight record to the ring. He is undefeated, 7 wins, 3 of those wins coming by way of knockout against a single draw. Please welcome Stuart Hall. We go across to his opponent in the blue corner, wearing the red trunks with black trim. He fights out of Hackney in East London and weighs in at 8 stone, 6 pounds, our championship limit. He brings a 27-fight ring record, 19 wins. 1 of those wins coming by way of knockout against only 8 defeats. He is a former European bantamweight champion, a former 2-time British bantamweight champion, now vying to become a 3-time British champion. Please welcome Ian Dapper Napa. This is 12 3-minute rounds of boxing. Boxers, please.
Here it comes, Stuart. Okay, lads, spoke to you both in the dressing room. You both know I expect. Keep it clean, break straight away when told, and both of you watch the edge. Good luck to you both. Touch gloves.
Very confident, isn't he, Napa? There he was conducting the Hall fan club in the crowd. Hall is the home fighter here. He's from Darlington, just about 20 minutes down the railway line. And a good right hand straight away from Stuart Hall, who is a novice pro really still, even though he's 30 years of age. He only turned pro when he was 28. 7 wins so far, no defeats, just 1 draw as the blemish on his record. But is he in too deep here with the knowing ring craftsman Ian Napa, who at one time was even described as a possible answer in Britain to Floyd Mayweather? They might have been a bit carried away by that one, but he is quite talented, even though the defeats are beginning to stack up a bit on his record. And at what point does experience become ring wear? That's a key point here, maybe.
Yeah, of course it is, but I say I'm not surprised that Stuart Hall has been fast-tracked to British title level. He turned pro late at 28, so he's a mature man already. He has a good boxes from a good solid base, so that he has a style that not an awful lot can go wrong with it. And he started well, he started positively. He knows you cannot allow Ian Napa to dictate the pace or the tempo of the fight. So good positive start. But keeping in mind Hall has only beaten maybe 2 fighters who had a winning record, this is a massive step up for him.
One of those fighters was Martin Power, the former British champion, and stopped him in 8 rounds, which is an eye-catching win, even though Power is probably not the force he used to be at the time. Nevertheless, Hall had to do that. He's a big believer in mental strength, and it's worth remembering too here that Napa really struggled with a gangling Frenchman called Malik Bouziane when he challenged for a European title on one occasion and was well beaten on that occasion. He's up against similar things technically here, though whether Hall is in that class as a fighter as Bouziane, well, we'll see here.
Well, Hall looks as though he's come in with the plan not to fall into the little traps that Napa lays, and he hasn't fallen into any in the opening round. Napa trying to raise the tempo now. But Hall getting the better of things in the exchanges we've had so far. hasn't really settled down into a pattern as yet, too early for that. But not a bad start from Hall, not allowing Napa to get a foothold or get any control.
Has to maximise those height and reach advantage. Stuart Hall here.
See, I think Hall's trying to force Napa into the one who takes the chances, who has to maybe lead when he doesn't want to lead. So everything that Napa's thrown has missed or been blocked so far. Nice little right hand from Hall. Good solid start from him. No damage inflicted in the opening round, but I thought it was a decent start for Hall.
The new Lumix TZ10 from Panasonic. A compact camera that takes stunning pictures and films high-definition movies at the touch of a button. You can even record the action while using the powerful zoom. Stunning still pictures and HD movies from the Lumix TZ10. Because capturing the unexpected matters. Panasonic, ideas for life.
Finding the pace a bit, other than that, nice fish sound, okay.
Stuart Hall with Michael Marsden, who's had Noel Wilders, Kevin Bennett, Isaac Ward and Paul Truscott as champions at this weight. In fact, Wilders won this title in this arena 11 years ago against Francis Ampofo.
Yeah, well, the better punching in the opening round coming from Hall.
Round 2.
Second round. Not a bad start from the much taller Stuart Hall. Stewie to his mates. Only his 9th pro fight. It's early against a man who's been around at championship level. He's been in 12 major championship fights if you include his WBU loss against Peter Coleshaw earlier on in his career. Won 6, lost 6 at that level for Napa. But along the way holding the British title and the European title and winning a Lonsdale belt to keep at home. That's something for any boxer.
Well, I would never have believed that Napa could have been beaten out of sight at British or European level, but that's exactly what happened against Bazian for the European title. So it shows if you have the right tactics and the right style, that maybe Napa doesn't have the plan B to deal with it. And I think Hall is trying to use similar tactics to those used by Bazian.
I think part of the plan is to make sure that Napa has to keep on using his feet and moving. They don't want him standing right in front of Hall, bobbing and weaving and outboxing him with counter punches. I think that's part of the thinking of the Hall camp. Whether he can pull that off over 12 rounds, we'll wait and see.
Well, if you don't allow Ian Napa to get close, you don't allow him to be effective, and Hall's managing that pretty well in the early stages here. Not a lot of quality punches been landed yet. But Napa hasn't reached the chin of Hall yet. He's jabbing to the body, but hasn't switched it high yet.
You would think with all his experience there'll come a time when Napa will work out what exactly he's going to do.
But he has to get close to be effective, and he's not being allowed to get close. The tactics are right for Hall. Nice little sharp right hand as well coming from him.
Napa will look to use his speed and movement to get a little closer to Hall. Managing to keep the fight on the outside, Hall, so far, without landing too much, really, in this round.
Well, nothing much in the 2 opening rounds, but certainly Napa hasn't come up with anything that's impressed.
Just looking to pot shot to the body while he has a think about it, really, Ian Napa. He's pretty adept at working things out usually in there, but he has blown a little hot and cold, really, in recent years, if we're honest.
Well, he's been kept on the perimeter of the ring for most of the time, and that is not where he's effective unless he can draw you in. And Hall has not been drawn in. Good right hand from him.